The president is drawing criticism tonight and praise from a former KKK leader after new comments today about this weekend's violence in Charlottesville, Virginia.
Well, I do think there's blame. Yes, I think there's blame on both sides. You look at both sides. I think there's blame on both sides, and I have no doubt about it, and you don't have any doubt about it either.
In a combative press conference, President Trump said that both protesters and counter-protesters deserve blame for the violence that erupted in Virginia. WCCO's Jeff Wagner has more on what the president said, as well as reaction from around the country. Jeff.
Yes, Amelia, in what was at times a heated back and forth with reporters, President Trump defended his initial statement made Saturday about what happened in Virginia. The press conference was supposed to be about the country's infrastructure, but questions concerning the violent protests and the president's answers stole the spotlight.
And it was vicious, and it was horrible, and it was a horrible thing to watch.
President Donald Trump condemned the violence that filled the streets of Charlottesville, Virginia last week when a group protesting the removal of a Robert E. Lee statue clashed with counter-protesters. He feels both sides are to blame.
There was a group on this side, you can call them the left, you just called them the left, that came violently attacking the other group. So you can say what you want, but that's the way it is.
President Trump came under fire after not initially calling out the white supremacists who also attended the rally. But he was also quick to defend some of the people protesting the statue's removal.
I've condemned many different groups, but not all of those people were neo-Nazis, believe me. Not all of those people were white supremacists.
The president was also concerned about the idea of removing controversial statues and used previous presidents to make his point.
George Washington was a slave owner. Was George Washington a slave owner? So will George Washington now lose his status? Are we going to take down, are we going to take down statues to George Washington?
If the president did call out one person, it was the man suspected of driving through the crowd of counter-protesters, killing one of them. Mr. Trump called him a murderer and a disgrace. In a statement, House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi said the president's, quote, talk of blame on many sides ignores the abhorrent evil of white supremacism. And the former Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan, David Duke, also issued a statement saying, quote, thanking the president for his honesty and courage and condemning the leftist terrorists.
All right. Thank you, Jeff. A memorial service for the woman killed in the clash with white supremacists is planned for tomorrow. Heather Heyer died when police say 20-year-old James Fields Jr. rammed his car into the group of counter-protesters on Saturday. 19 others were injured. The violence in Charlottesville has fueled the white supremacist movement, with leaders planning more events and promising to be more active now than ever before. Stay with WCCO for continuing coverage of the violence in Charlottesville and the fallout from President Donald Trump's response.